Have you ever felt like the path to something real and good is paved with hardship, like it's testing your strength at every step? You're not alone. In this video, I'll walk you through my journey of choosing the harder path, the one that doesn't look or feel easy, but leads to a place of real fulfillment. By the end, you'll see why sometimes the toughest roads are the ones worth taking. Life is full of decisions, and we often lean toward paths that feel good in the moment, that seem to promise comfort and ease. But comfort can be a trap. I used to believe that success was about finding the easiest way to reach my goals, but over time I learned something fundamental. The paths that feel easy in the beginning often lead to disappointment, while the tough ones usually take you somewhere meaningful. There are essentially two roads in life, the one that feels effortless and the one that feels like struggle but has the most to offer. The irony? The road that leads to heaven, true fulfilling success, usually feels like hell at first, while the road to hell, a life that might look good on the surface but feels empty inside, can feel like heaven in the beginning. Think about it. We live in a world obsessed with shortcuts. Every day we're sold on the idea of quick fixes, shortcuts to success, and instant results. It's tempting to chase these shortcuts because they promise a faster and easier road to the things we think we want. But every time I tried to take the easy road, I ended up feeling unfulfilled. I would reach these so-called goals and then wonder why they didn't satisfy me. That's when I realized it was simply a road to hell, a quick escape from discomfort. George Eliot, a 19th century author who knew the value of hard work and perseverance. She's known for saying, "Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together." And honestly, I couldn't agree more. Her words remind me that the road to great things often feels like hell at first, but it's the only road to heaven. Defining success, beyond the temporary highs. True success goes beyond quick wins and temporary highs. Yet, for a long time, I was caught up in the fast-paced success culture around me. We're taught to measure success by material wealth, social status, or other external validations, and I bought into that narrative. I chased things that looked like success from the outside, but left me feeling empty inside. It's like climbing a ladder only to find it was leaning against the wrong wall, the wrong road to heaven, or maybe even a road to hell disguised as success. We live in an age where instant gratification is everywhere. Social media makes it easy to feel successful if we get enough likes or comments. But that kind of success is fleeting, and deep down, it's unsatisfying. I remember a time when I achieved a major financial goal. I felt great for about a week, but the high wore off, and I was left wondering if that was all there was. This is what I mean when I say that true success isn't found on the road to temporary highs. Real success often feels like taking a difficult road to heaven that challenges you deeply, even if it feels like hell along the way. I found this echoed in psychology studies that discuss the emptiness many feel when they chase achievements that don't align with their personal values. As one may put it, many individuals strive to accumulate wealth, status, and recognition as a means to attain happiness. Yet this pursuit can sometimes result in superficial displays of joy rather than genuine fulfillment. All those short-lived highs weren't leading me toward a fulfilling life. They were distractions from the deeper, more meaningful journey I was meant to take. Lasting fulfillment doesn't come from easy wins. It comes from setting goals that align with who you truly are, even if those goals aren't popular or glamorous. Sometimes that means walking away from things that look successful to others but don't resonate with you personally. Achieving long-term fulfillment requires introspection and the willingness to choose the road to true success, even when it feels like hell in the beginning. Every time I was tempted to take an easier path, I reminded myself of the life I wanted to live, one that I would feel proud of, not because of what it looked like, but because of what it truly meant to me. I chose to walk the road to heaven, even if it meant facing challenges that felt like hell. Why growth hurts? The reality of transformational change. Real growth. It sounds great in theory, but the reality is that growth can feel brutal. I used to think growth meant steady progress, a gradual improvement over time. But let me tell you, growth and comfort don't often share the same space. Real, lasting change means stepping into discomfort, facing fears, and challenging beliefs that you may have held for years. Think of it this way: the comfort zone is like a warm blanket, safe, predictable, and incredibly tempting to stay in. But the comfort zone can trap you in cycles of inaction and, ultimately, stagnation. Stepping outside the comfort zone is proven to stimulate learning and development. Facing fear is a big part of growth, too. Fear isn't just there to protect us, it's there to challenge us. The thing we're most afraid to face is often exactly what we need to confront to unlock new levels of growth. When I started facing my own fears of failure, of rejection, of stepping out on my own, it was terrifying. But each time I came out stronger. That's why they call it the growth paradox. The more you lean into discomfort, the stronger you become. Then there's the challenge of shaking off long-held beliefs. It's like carrying around an outdated map. You think it's guiding you to the right place, but all it does is keep you lost. For years, I held on to beliefs that no longer served me, like thinking I had to follow a particular career path or that success was defined by society's standards. Challenging these beliefs felt destabilizing at first, but it was essential for my growth, and while it's uncomfortable, it's also liberating. The common struggles that come with growth are things we all face: breaking bad habits. Habits are comfortable because they're automatic, and they save us from having to think about every little thing. But to grow, I had to confront habits that were holding me back. Procrastination, self-doubt, and the habit of playing it safe. Overcoming these wasn't easy, but every step away from an old habit is a step toward a new version of yourself. And then there's isolation, a feeling that often accompanies personal growth. Sometimes, to pursue your goals, you have to make choices that set you apart from the crowd. This can be lonely. You might find that as you grow, some people no longer relate to you, and that's okay. I've come to see solitude as a time for reflection and growth. It gives you space to tune out the noise and focus on your true path. The rebirth through hardship. What true success looks like. Success isn't just about reaching some goal or hitting a milestone. Real success, the kind that changes you from the inside out, is about self-mastery. It's about becoming someone stronger, more resilient, and deeply aware of who you are. The path to this kind of success isn't easy. It's filled with challenges that force you to grow, adapt, and to become something greater than you were before. I've learned that the hardest paths shape you the most profoundly. They build a foundation in you that no amount of ease or comfort could ever provide. True transformation comes from hardship. Every time I faced a difficult situation, whether it was a setback in my career or a personal loss, it's forced me to dig deep and find a new strength within myself. It's a process, a kind of rebirth that only happens when we're put to the test. There's even a term for this: post-traumatic growth. It's about finding a renewed appreciation for life, strength you didn't know you had, and relationships that mean something real. Think about people who've faced incredible odds. They've gone through things that would break most of us, yet they come out of it transformed. Take Wilma Rudolph, for example. Born prematurely, she faced polio as a child, which left her with physical disabilities. No one expected her to accomplish much physically, let alone become an athlete. But she refused to let those challenges define her. Wilma went on to become an Olympic champion. She took on a road filled with hell, but emerged into her own version of heaven. Or look at Ed Jackson, a former British rugby player whose life changed in an instant when he became paralyzed after an accident. Doctors told him he'd never walk again, but he didn't accept that as his final chapter. Not only did he regain mobility, but he also started climbing mountains, literally. He didn't just overcome his circumstances, he used them to fuel a new journey, finding a deeper purpose in each mountain he climbed, each step down his unique road to heaven that began in hell. These stories hit close because they remind us that true success isn't about the medals, the titles, or the money. It's about who you become in the process. Hardships, failures, losses, each of these are stepping stones on the path to becoming someone who understands themselves deeply, who knows their strength, and who lives with a sense of purpose. Success, at its core, is less about what you achieve and more about what you become. 3 practical steps to embrace growth, even when it hurts. Embracing growth can be tough, especially when it feels uncomfortable. It's easy to understand that growth often comes with some pain, but actually stepping into that discomfort is another story. These 3 steps promise just that, a straightforward path to help you lean into growth, even when it's challenging. Here are the steps that have made a real difference for me, and I hope they help you too. First, commit to the long game. This means setting goals that truly resonate with your values, not just goals that look good on the surface. I used to pick goals based on what felt easy, or what others expected of me. But when I started aligning my goals with my own values, it became easier to push through the tough times. I reframed discomfort as a teacher rather than an enemy. Every challenge, every setback, it was just another lesson, another way to become better. When you view discomfort as a tool for growth, you realize it's there to teach you, not to stop you. Second, develop resilience practices. Growth requires resilience, and resilience comes from consistent practices that build mental and physical strength. Journaling, for example, has been a game changer for me. Writing things down helps me see patterns, understand my thoughts, and process emotions. It's a way to stay grounded, even when things get tough. Physical exercise, too, is essential. It's not just about fitness, it's about boosting your mood, building energy, and proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort. And then there's learning. Every time you pick up a new skill, you build confidence and prepare yourself for future challenges. These small acts of resilience conditioning make the big challenges in life feel more manageable. Finally, cultivate a growth mindset. This is about viewing setbacks as part of the process, not as a sign that you're failing. I used to see failure as a full stop, a signal that I'd hit my limit. But now I see it as a checkpoint. Failure isn't about reaching the end, it's about reaching beyond what you thought was possible. A growth mindset shifts your perspective so that each setback is a chance to learn, a stepping stone to the next level. It's about seeing that failure isn't the end. It's just the beginning of something bigger. Success isn't about avoiding pain. It's about choosing the right kind. I used to think success meant avoiding pain, finding the path of least resistance. But real success isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about choosing the right kind of challenges. Growth hurts, but that's what makes it worth choosing. The road to a truly fulfilling life isn't smooth, it's tough, but it's the only path that leads to a place of deep, unshakable fulfillment. The easy road might feel good now, but it's a road to hell disguised as heaven. So the question isn't, how can I avoid pain, but what kind of pain am I willing to endure? And think about it. There's a version of you on the other side of struggle who's stronger, wiser, and freer than you could ever imagine. This version of you doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from embracing discomfort, from choosing the right kind of pain. Discomfort, after all, is the currency of growth. Stepping out of the comfort zone, facing challenges, and enduring setbacks, all of these build resilience, strength, and clarity. The more you embrace the right kind of discomfort, the more you become the person you're meant to be. Not all pain is created equal, though. It's essential to discern between the pain that helps you grow and the pain that simply drains you. There's a difference between challenging yourself to become better and putting yourself through unnecessary suffering. Knowing the difference is key. The right kind of pain aligns with your values and your purpose. It pushes you to grow in meaningful ways, to become someone who's stronger and more fulfilled. So when you choose challenges, make sure they're leading you somewhere you want to go. On the other side of embracing growth lies a deeper, more authentic version of yourself. Each challenge you take on, each fear you face, each time you push beyond your comfort zone, these are the moments that build you up. It's like chiseling away at a stone to reveal the sculpture within. The discomfort, the setbacks, the failures, they're all shaping you into someone more resilient, more self-aware, and more fulfilled. Are you ready to walk the road to heaven even if it feels like hell?